These are the changes that the Year 9 Season 3.3 patch brought. Iana, cooldown reduced to 20 seconds from 30 seconds. This change alone might cause me to play Iana more. Being able to drone every 20 seconds allows for a lot of safe entry and could help facilitate roam clears. Imagine bringing a Blackbeard to watch your back as you roll out entire sides of the map with no utility loss. Then drone the other side, just a few seconds, only to rotate and corner a cab or another op. In this context, the new Mozie buff could prove extremely useful, as we'll see later. Jackal, visor disruption when shot, has been removed. I feel like Ubisoft is kind of fucking with us by doing this. There are much better things for the dev team to be doing than removing features that have little to no effect on the game. For instance, I don't know, the melee canceling on the shields, or maybe added a new requested feature. But anything but this. I guess enjoy being able to take damage without getting some mild debuff as Jackal, if he's ever not banned. Callie has smoke nades now. Bullet trails reduced in size by 75%. Time on screen decreased to 1 second from 2. I think this could be a significant change. Now Callie will be able to assist hard breaching op while also cutting lines of sight and even holding for the post-plant situation, which she's always been able to do, but I feel like this will help a lot more. The smoke addition plus the buff to the smoke trails could prove a significant change on the meta, and on cash and clubhouse for the middle ranks. Mozie, pest increase to 4 from 3, and they added impacts. I can think of maybe like 2 people who will use this. I feel like Mozie needs a little bit more love than just an increase in pests and some impacts. However, in context of the Iana buff, this makes a little bit more sense. It's less of a buff for Mozie than a debuff for anyone but Iana, allowing the buff to be more effective on paper. We'll have to wait and see if this makes a meaningful impact on the meta though. However, I feel like the impact nades will actually make a larger impact in the actual increase in pests. 0. Argus cans increased to 6 from 4. This is a pretty major buff for 0, and a great time to remind you that Vigil exists. With 50% more camps, this will no doubt cause a lot of old 0 players to pick them up again, especially when solo queuing. Being able to cover your back 6-fold is a serious consideration on top of being able to disable gadgets and run hard breaches. This op is shaping out to be a one-man army for some skilled players. Zofia replaced breaches for hard breaches. Zofia has long been on the list of operators that desperately need a buff, and I feel as though a lot of old Zofia mains might be a little disappointed with this. However, I think it's a step in the right direction. Compound this with a speed increase from not having a grip, and you might feel as though she's back to her former glory. I look forward to seeing how this pans out. Ubisoft's address to the shield issue. With the shield update released in Year 9, Season 1, we've seen an encouraging evolution of shield usage overall. They have more impact and are more relevant options than before. However, we do not want them to become an overly oppressive solution for attackers, and with those seasons learning, we will be tuning them for Year 9 Season 4 to reinforce their support role. I feel like this isn't addressing the real issue with shields for this season. Sure, they're powerful when used as intended. However, the melee canceling and iframes should not be in this type of game. And before Ubi attempts to balance these operators, they should fix these issues first. It sounds like Ubisoft wants the shields to be mostly support roles. However, as of now, and seemingly for the rest of the year, we're going to have to deal with them as entry fraggers. It's interesting to see that Ashe is nearly perfectly balanced according to the chart. However, players refuse to go without her on attacking rounds. As we'll see later in the ban rate charts, I think some of these operators don't deserve the bans they're getting, judged by their win rates. However, this could be due to the lack of strategies because of the frequent bans. As expected, the highest win rate op is Monty, and I expect that to stay the same until Ubisoft addresses the melee canceling for shield ops. Defender win rate delta, operator versus presence. This chart is not what I expected it to be. I would have expected Clash to have a much higher win delta. However, this could be good news, as maybe Ubisoft will see a need to rework the operator. Notably, Doc is getting played a lot and has significantly higher than normal win delta. This puts Doc and Ashe in the clear fan favorites of the player base this season. Notice that Mozie is one of the ops that got a buff. However, it would appear as though Thunderbird or Tachanka might have been a better pick, given both their win deltas and presence are significantly lower. Maybe we can look forward to a buff of these ops in the future seasons. Ban rate, top 10 attacking operators. The Dokkaebi and Monty bans are expected and reflect what I see in-game. However, as seen in the win delta over presence chart, Dokkaebi shouldn't be getting banned nearly as much as Monty. In fact, I don't see another high win rate op until Thatcher ban in the number 5 spot. This just goes to show that players prefer to be stealthy and not have loud buzzing noises in their location as much as they dislike nearly indestructible Monty blocking in their path and advancing the push. I find the most interesting thing about this chart is that Jackal gets banned so much, and Ubisoft seems to not care, even going as far as to give him a very mild buff. Ban rate, top 10 defending operators. This chart clearly demonstrates that the R6 community would much rather ban something annoying rather than ban something strictly OP. Fenrir's win rate is slightly higher than 50%, however, he is banned in most matches. Notice that Kapkan, with the highest win delta of any other op, is only banned 10% of the time. Is Kapkan's win rate so high because he doesn't get banned? Or does he not get banned because his win rate's so high? A funny note is that these charts are from Platinum above lobbies, and Kavera is still on the top 10, an operator that's largely considered to be a silver ban. I feel as though Ubisoft is ignoring the bigger issue here, which is that they broke shield ops. They refused to acknowledge the melee canceling bug, and they just put it off to the future. Otherwise, buffing intel ops is a fun step in the right direction. I hope that encouraging teams to use more information on their attacking rounds with Zero, or try to recover attacker drones with Mozie on defender rounds to accrue more info. The Zofia buff is a welcome change, and most of all, this could be a moment for Cali to take the spotlight for the first time since Impact EMPs were added. On an unscripted side note, I don't know if anybody else is having this issue, but DX12 is just not working for me, dude. I'm running a 7900 XTX and a 5800X, and that's just, it's just a stuttery mess. And I'm also getting like hundreds of FPS less than DX11. Oh, just a weird side note. And I know Ubisoft knows about it because they tried to fix it earlier and they failed. So, I don't know. Is it just me? If you enjoy content like this, like or leave a comment. If you hated this video, dislike it. Tell me what I did wrong. Hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.